Goldylocks Productions provides professional internet, TV, and radio shows in the spiritual and New Age genre.
And highly intuitive reader. She is a practicing witch with over 30 years in the craft. An international psychic, Betty Jane has a number of well-known personalities as her clients. Betty Jane is very much to the point, a natural reader, very intuitive, with whom you immediately feel a connection with. Should you have a reading together, you will be calling back for future appointments. Betty Jane is currently working on her 4th book in the Connecting With book series. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number is 323-870-3791. Press 1 to get into the queue so that you may ask Betty Jane a question. Enjoy this healing and insightful show.
Hello and welcome to Connecting With. I'm Betty Jane, and I'm really excited to have a very special guest tonight, Reverend Bryan Rawls. He is a member of the Goldylocks family, and I'm really excited to have him. So welcome, Bryan. How are you this evening?
Hello, Betty Jane, and how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm so excited to have another family member on the show today.
Yes, indeed. Goldylocks Production is a wonderful place to be.
It is. So I've been reading up a little bit about you, doing my homework, as it were, and I'd like you to maybe share with our listeners how you got started, when you first knew, because it's a very, how was that for timing? It's a very interesting journey. Imagine that we have more than one line.
So,
Excuse me.
Okay, so
0, 4, 1, 4, 3, 4, 8, 4.
Oh, sorry
my
about
name
that.
is Reverend Bryan Rawls, and I am a certified psychic medium with the gifts of clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsentience. I'm also a telepath and a certified Reiki master in 41 different styles of Reiki. I also channeled the language of light, which is channeled from my ancestors, which are Romanian Gypsies, as well as also extraterrestrial beings and galactic beings that have resided in other star systems or star galaxies. I also am a practitioner of Gypsy Magick and practitioner of the old way.
Okay, explain a little bit more about Gypsy Magick and the old way, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, so well, with the Gypsy Magick, my grandmother was 100% Romanian Gypsy, and she had her different types of particular spells and rituals that she would do for her clients, as well as also being a professional medium that resided out of Catonsburg, Pennsylvania. God rest her soul, Grams, but eons ago, and she basically done a lot of readings and done a lot of workings for clients, and that's what I mean by Gypsy Magick, because that's authentic Gypsy Magick, and practitioner of the old ways. The old ways are basically I study a traditional type witchcraft, which is a blend of European witchcraft and modern Wicca. And then there is a little bit of hoodoo and voodoo that comes into the swing of things when blending my European blend as well as my modern Wicca.
That's so cool. I think I would say I don't probably do much with the Gypsy magic. I do play with herbs and things, but probably more the Wicca old way myself. So I do understand that totally. Now we have callers waiting. So why don't we take a call or two and then we can chat some more? How does that sound?
Okay, that sounds wonderful.
Perfect. So if Miss Roz can put caller number 505 through, that would be perfect.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. And who are we speaking with?
Hi, my name is Patricia.
Hi, Patricia. How can we help you?
Well, I decided to call in tonight. My father just passed away, Thursday, and I'm in the process of getting everything done for him, all his paperwork and everything done. And I'm having a very difficult time with a family member. And I'm just wondering if things are going to go well. We still have to think about if we're going to sell his house or not. And I just find it very difficult for me to deal with this individual. And I just want everything to be over, and I just want to move on with my life.
So you're basically wondering if there is going to be some resolution to this, correct?
Yes, and if it's going to be peaceful, and if, I just need to move on.
Okay, so let me tell you, Betty Jane, did you want to...
No, you go right ahead. You go right ahead. You go right ahead. I'll jump in.
Exactly your frame of how you work.
Yeah, no.
I'm used to Shelley show, I guess you would say.
No, you go right ahead, Bryan.
Okay, so with the resolution, I do see that there is a resolution that's working up in the mix here. But I feel as if the resolution is going to be a little heated. And I will tell you, when there's a little heated, I do mean that there may be a few choice words that come through it. And that's the thing here. Those choice words are something that I'm seeing as something that is going to cause this strife to kind of, I guess you would say, kind of permeate a little bit longer than expected. So the resolution has a little bit of a delay to it. To a full resolution, okay? But I do see before the holidays do come up that some energy of resolution will be in the making, all right? But definitely pick and choose your words if you're that type of person. If you're not that type of person, I guess you would say let it all hang out.
Yeah. So you see the choice words coming out of me or out of the
I feel as if these choice words comes out of a little bit of both.
Absolutely. It's so raw right now. And that's how it feels, so raw. There's a lot going on. Emotions, you know how you're feeling. That's how the entire family is feeling. There needs to be a little care and compassion on everybody's side. You can't be it all for everybody, and you're not going to make anybody happy. Or everybody happy. You need to make yourself happy and make decisions that you can live with.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I just, okay.
Okay.
So the best thing for me to do is just be careful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, there's that old saying, keep your friends close.
Go with the flow.
Yeah, keep your friends close. Keep those you need to worry about even closer. So watch it. Take care. And I know you got this, and really my condolences to you. It's so new, it's so raw.
Another thing that they have is they say that you're supposed to put your enemies in your backyard. So I guess you would say put them in the backyard, put them behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I will go with the flow and I'll let it be.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for that insight.
Thank you. You have a best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You have a great evening. Okay.
You're welcome, Freddie.
We do have another caller, and it's number 650. Please, Roz.
Hi, Betty Jane. Thank you for taking my call, and hello, Bryan.
Hello, and who are we speaking with?
Hi, my name is Miranda,
Hi, Miranda. Where are you calling from?
California.
Oh, beautiful. And how can we help?
Yeah. Well, I was wondering if you could give me some insight into my relationship with my sister. It was always a little bit, it was never like a perfect relationship, but recently I had confided in her of a significant, something significant in my life, and I'm just wondering whether she believes me or and just what her state of mind is regarding me.
Okay. Bryan?
Okay, so what I am seeing here is that, and her state of mind, how it is regarding you, is very much in a neutral, docile way. I don't feel as if any raw or negative words are being thrown, or any negative thought forms are being thrown. Now, there is a bit of shedding out that she is doing to the rest of the world. I don't know if this is due to some particular event that's happening within her life, or if it's something that she's just doing out of spite. But there's that particular distance between the two of you that is showing that there's red flags that are being thrown up, and both of y'all's degree, or in your degree, that is making you question the relationship, making you question the friendship. So I would most definitely say that that the relationship seems as if both you two have very mutual feelings, respect with one another, not to say those dirty, hateful things around each other, because there's no pins and needles type energy with this. If I felt pins and needles type energy with it, it would show me that there was some bad mouthing going on. So I would say, so to me, like energy is very much docile with both of you, and there's no negative thought forms or negative emotions being thrown in either which way.
And I'm also hearing a little bit of envy, not jealousy, because jealousy can be quite ugly, but it's envy. It's like, proud but wishful. Maybe there's some accomplishments, maybe there's things, I don't know, that that you have that she doesn't covet, but she wishes she had on her own. She hasn't quite attained maybe the same levels that you have, and there's a little bit of envy there. Just maybe not quite as happy in her own life, and so she looks at yours as something that's quite successful. Does that make any sense?
I guess so. But I was just wondering, like I said, there's something significant I revealed to her, and I was just wondering if she believed it, or like how she perceived that message that I gave her, or like.
Okay. Well, I don't feel as if she really had any particular type of feelings. It was more like a surprise, and no particular type of emotions have set in just yet. But I wonder what Betty Jane is getting.
I'm getting on the fence. I'm getting that what I'm seeing is very clearly it's a fence. So she's not really making a judgment, I guess. She's sitting on the fence. It's more like it could go either way, whether or not she believes it's like almost like a prove it, I guess, but it's not that quite that. It's more like she's on the fence. She can see where it could have happened and she could see where it couldn't, so she really doesn't know where to go with this. By the way, I believe you.
Oh, it's
Okay.
It's
I hear your
that
truth.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, no, this is something very real, and if someone told me that, I'd be like, wow. And I didn't get that reaction from her, so I was just wondering, like, okay, does she even believe me? Like, why isn't she talking about it and opening up? But whatever.
Yeah, it's shock and awe, and it's shock and awe, and I don't know what to do with this information. I'm just going to sit on it. I'm on the fence here. I don't know what to do with this.
Right.
It's not
okay,
helpful
well,
to
as long
you.
as there's no, as long as there's no active negativity on her part towards me, I suppose that neutral is good. Okay, well, I appreciate it. Thank you both.
Thank you. You have a great
You're
evening.
very welcome.
Okay, and we do have another caller in caller number 954. You must be popular, Bryan. Hello.
Yes. Good evening. Welcome, Bryan.
Hello.
This is Terry.
Pardon?
I'm calling from Florida.
Terry?
A little stormy down here these last few days.
Oh, I'm sorry. How can we help?
I'm not sure if this is something that you are into. I've been kind of going in circles in a way of getting my physical health back on target, and don't seem to be making a whole lot of progress. I have gone to some specialists, and then they tell me to go to somebody else, and the doctors that I thought were going to be really professional turned out not to be, and I'm just kind of been on this road for quite a while now, and I'm really concerned because things aren't improving. Do you see any clarity down the road, or something I need to be aware of, or whatever input in that area?
Okay.
So do know that I am no doctor, and I cannot diagnose, treat, or
recommend.
Supplement. Supplement into any type of medical prognosis. Okay. So the thing about it is what I see here is that you have trouble staying in the body is one. Two, you also have some what is showing to be upper dantian type energy problems, possibly respiratory. Upper dantian. This would be like upper towards the upper chakras, like the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra. It could be in that particular area.
No.
What's that?
No, not in any of those areas.
Okay, well, this is just showing me that this is the energy signature that is showing off. Okay, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's in that particular area. This is just showing where the energy signature is showing it's off. Okay, do you hear me with that? When I say that again, it's just showing me that it's registering at that particular frequency. But you got to understand that the chakras register on particular frequencies, and the problem is going to show up on that particular frequency in that particular chakra. Okay?
I gotcha.
All right. And now what I would highly, highly recommend is you coming back into awareness and bringing yourself back into the body, because there's ultimately grounding issues. Okay, there's ultimately grounding issues and also issues that are showing up within the upper chakras, which not exactly sure whether it's registering in a heart or throat type energy. And when I say that, I mean frequency. Remember, so but I would highly recommend about techniques of bringing your energy back into the body. And one simple technique that I actually teach is putting a rubber band around your wrist and popping it anytime negativity or negative thought forms or any particular types of emotions that pull you out of the body or triggers you out of the body. All right, and usually fear is one of them, or pain, or an ego type emotion. It will make you pop out your body. So bringing yourself back into the body and re-stabilizing and bringing your grounding cords into stabilization or stabilized field, and bringing that into an understanding that eventually, along down the road, I'm seeing about 6 to 8 months, there is going to be clarity with, I'm seeing a number 3, and this is showing me as 3 particular tests that they do, that is going to reveal a big, significant type of awareness of what exactly that you are going through. But let's see what Betty Jane has to say.
I'm going to do the same caveat here. Not a doctor, don't play one on TV, and I do have a herbalism background. I do hear the 6 to 8 months, and I wanted to say that when we talk about alternative faith or alternative healing, medical science is sort of like putting a Band-Aid on it or cutting it out. So when we talk about when we talk about the chakras, it's about healing the whole body. It's about healing everything. So we have to start at the base. We look at our diet, we look at our exercise, and then we build from there. And you'd be surprised at what we can eliminate and add to diets. And I know with me, as I stepped on the scales this morning, it's more about eliminating than it is adding to the diet. But I'm hearing things like sugar isn't good for you and wheat and things like that. So it's about time to start eliminating things and then move forward that way. And really pay attention to your practitioners. They are on the right path. They're just taking some time getting there.
Yeah, it's just sometimes what they tell me is confusing or contradictory, and I just wondered if if I was going in the right direction.
Ask questions, sweetie. Ask questions to your practitioner. And tell them to break it down into layman's terms, or terms that doesn't require a medical dictionary.
Right. Well, unfortunately, the prime doctor that was taking care of me suddenly now is opening his own business in another area, and he was more specific and detailed than the other doctor who's taking his place. So that
if you're capable of doing it, hunt him down.
Yeah, step back. Unfortunately, he's not on the same plan that I'm on, and where I'm affiliated with, and my medical plans and so forth. But he is willing to assist me in the background if I need it, and we've exchanged numbers so that there can be some communication. But like I say, as far as the testing and all that has to be done at another facility. But I'm prefer to go to specialists and not just stay, with the primary. I'm exploring. I was disappointed because I had gone to a specialist hospital to see one particular doctor, and he did less, actually, or as much as the primary doctor, and I thought that was a total waste of time and energy. So that's why I'm getting a little discouraged at this point. When you seek out the best, then it just isn't good enough. So you go round and round. But I just, was wondering if anybody, would come up with anything.
Yeah, I think that in your journey, you're going to question a lot of different people, but you need to listen to the professionals. And I think that what I hear, and I know Bryan has said this, it's 6 to 8 months, and then you're going to get to the bottom of things. And I'm getting your belly, your gut, So that, to me, that always means things associated with diet and exercise and nutrition. Also, sometimes there can be something
I kind of
else
agree
there.
that could be the possibility because I've had trouble in that area before.
Yeah.
So it's not new, but there's more complications
Oh,
arising
absolutely.
around it, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Just real quickly, can you pick up on a lost pet?
A lost pet?
Yes, my cat got out. He's a strictly indoor cat, young, very young, and he got out. He had a little scare, a little commotion, and he disappeared in May. And I haven't seen him. Nobody's seen him, and I've got signs around the area, and I spoke to a lot of neighbors, and nobody has even seen him. A few people that I contacted, they thought that someone had found him, and the family is caring for him, which would make me happy even if I didn't get him back.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back. He's not coming back, and I think he is well loved where he is now. So I guess that's a good news, bad news situation.
Yeah. Well,
I have to agree.
you agree that somebody found him and they'll care for him?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
seeing a mother and a father and then a child. So it's a family of 3.
Absolutely.
And maybe they don't want to tell anybody because they don't want to lose him.
I don't even think they're thinking like that.
I feel as if it will kind of crush the little girl's heart.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I would gladly let them have the cat if they were really good to her because I have 2 others.
Yeah.
But just the not knowing bothers me. I always, I make a commitment and I like to know I follow through.
Yeah. No, rest assured the cat is well loved.
I'm glad to hear that.
Okay.
I'm glad for the confirmation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, both.
Thank you.
I hope you have a pleasant evening.
You too.
Take
Thank you,
care.
Mary.
You too, sweetie.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
So that actually was the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is that I was, like I said, I was on your website, Bryan, and I noticed that medical disclaimer, and I know it's on the Goldylocks team's website as well. Answering medical questions, how do you feel about that? What's sort of your limit? Do you always...
I will answer them, but I will always see. I'm a firm believer in CYA, and CYA is cover your ass.
Absolutely.
And that is how I feel about my work. I always cover my ass first. Excuse my language, but that's just how I was taught. I always cover me first, and then I make sure that all else is perfect. Because if I can't keep myself clear and keep myself tamed and to the T and the tip top most benevolent performance for me to consider for my clients, I have to make sure that I look out for me, myself, and my health.
Absolutely.
And then I worry about everything else.
Absolutely. I think that's awesome. And I have a, like I said, herbalism background, whatever you want to call it, behind me. I'm certified, but that and a quarter gets me a phone call. So it really doesn't do a lot for me. The other thing that I saw, which was really cool to me, last year you became a minister of shamanic, was it? Explain that.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Well, I believe ultimately that there is a mother and a father God and then a creator, and creator is the one that I mostly speak up to, even though I have my goddess religion and goddess background in it. But creator is the prime manifestor, the prime manifestor of birth, death, and then rebirth again. So we all have came from the earth. We all will go back to the earth, and then we will all replenish again. And that is my firm believer around the shamanic practice that I work with. I tend to work more with the female aspects and the female goddesses more than I do with the masculine goddesses. I came into a masculine body, so I'm physically holding masculine energy. So I came into this body with a focus of focusing on my divine feminine, and that is intuition and awakening. And that's what I have done for eons, and that's what I have to do here in my male body, is to bring back the divine feminine into understanding of how the goddess needs to be back on Mother Earth, and bring the shamanic practices back to light, because that's what's really keeping the dark at bay, is the light.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does, actually. It's probably one of the best ways I've heard it explained. So how can listeners get in touch with you directly if they wanted to book an appointment or see you? What's your contact information?
Well, my contact information is my website at A Magical Journey. That is www.amagicaljourney.com. That is AMAGICKALJOURNEY.com. You can also call my office at 586-659-9620. You can also go to my blog at www.bryanrawls.com. That is BRYANRAWLS.com. And I encourage everyone to check out that information. And you can also find me on Facebook at Bryan Rawls-Dolder. And I usually respond very quickly. And if you happen to message me after like midnight, I normally won't answer. So just for a heads up.
Absolutely. Now, the other thing I saw on your website, and this is something I've heard a lot, but I have no clue what it really means. So what is a starseed?
Okay, so this is my kind of one of my best known qualities about me, is my starseed information and my galactic knowledge. Obviously, it's really up in the air on folks believing in the extraterrestrials and the starseed and the starseeded nations. So basically, with the starseeded nations was originally put on by the Pleiadian star cluster, which other star nations and civilizations have had particular workings within this seeding. But these particular star systems and star nations came to planet Earth eons ago and seeded Mother Earth with particular starseeds, and they have began to start reseeding planet Earth in the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, and so on. And we're coming into this brand new type of energy that has a rather interesting feel to it, which shows a being that comes from a dimensional fold instead of being from the Pleiades star system or the Vega star system or the Orion star system, that type of energy, or being an indigo or a crystal child, but they are showing energies of being from dimensional folds in reality that people are able to access when they are clairvoyantly enhanced or intended to be enhanced.
Okay.
So that's a little bit of what a starseed is, but starseed is when a starseed has extraterrestrial blood lineages or bloodlines.
Okay. So that gets into the whole alien sort of nation as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I see. You should be coming to Niagara Falls with me this weekend, because there is a lady that comes to see me every time, and she gets into this, and I have not a clue what she's talking about. And I just, it's not saying I don't believe it. If you've heard my husband take over my show, you absolutely know that I do. I just haven't got a clue what I'm talking about when I get there. So I just kind of go, okay, I can tell you what I know and what my truth is, and I can listen to yours because I just don't understand it well enough. And there are people out there that do. So next time she sits at my table, I'm going to give her your number.
Sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. I'm always up to meet new people. And do not ever hesitate to give my information to anyone. I will never turn down any phone call unless you call me after 12 o'clock.
Absolutely. It's funny. We have that. If actually the other ones I turn down is if it comes up that you blocked your number. Well, really, I don't need to talk to you either, so I don't answer those ones. But no, it's funny because we have a mutual friend, and she told me way back last year, she said, oh, I had a client and I had Bryan speak to her because I didn't have a clue what she was talking about, and I knew that Bryan would understand it, and we were talking about another client, and so it was very interesting. So yeah, it's quite cool.
I'm one of them psychics for hard to crack cases. They've been me the quote unquote the weirdest.
Pardon?
I said they send me the quote unquote weirdos.
Oh yeah, well, I am too, I think so. It's one of those things. I think that
well, just what we're good at.
Absolutely. And remember that I would imagine you're like I said, I've looked at your bio, and we both grew up like this basically, and it was encouraged, and I can go back so many generations, and before that, yeah, there's rumors, but I can't prove it. But yeah, we really were this odd ones in school. When I've told this story before. I remember in high school, I would sort of be the lookout when the police came, when my friends were doing things that, of course, they were doing the things they shouldn't be doing. I was sweet and innocent and didn't do those things, ha ha. But I was always the lookout for the police, because I always knew they were coming, a half an hour before they showed up. So, and things like that. I could tell them what things to go to and what not to go to. I was always weird because I would tell them other things as well, but and I would imagine you're very much.
School was not so fun to me. School was not so fun. I actually was forced to drop out in 8th grade, and I dropped out and went to homeschooling, and I studied during my day, during the morning hours, and I done readings during the evening hours.
That's a little different, because I wasn't allowed to read until I was a little older. My grandmother, really, because she was the one that was most instrumental in my psychic awareness and upbringing that way. She was the one that said, you have to be 18, you have to understand the ways of the world, you have to be an adult. And I make the joke at psychic fairs and things like that my white hair serves me really, really well, because it gives me that sign of maturity and wisdom. Because when I grew up, white hair was a sign of wisdom, not necessarily a sign of old age. So I don't know if I'm old or wise now, but maybe both.
I wish my grandmother was like your grandmother, because she sat there and drilled the tarot cards into my brain. She would sit there and she would wake me up in the morning, and she would basically tell me to go sit at the table and sit down and get ready to eat my breakfast. But she would come to the end of the table, and she would raise up a tarot card, and she would be like, tell me what it means. I was like, okay, yeah. And she said, and if you don't tell me what it means, and if it isn't right, you will not go to school, and I will take you to school and tell them the reason why you're late. I was like, okay, and yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. And so I basically done my thing. There was quite a few times where I laid my head on that table until I knew what the meaning was, and then I was taken to school. And sure enough, she did take me into the principal's office and tell them the reason why I was late.
Oh, yeah. Tarot cards were like flashcards. I understand that. My grandmother would sit me under the table while she was doing readings, and I would be playing with her. It was very much something that I heard, and sometimes it would put the, well, you know, you puts the words into your head. You sense, you feel, you hear, all those things. And one of the things I can remember with teaching is telling somebody it's not a TV set. You don't have a remote. That's not how it works. It's very much however you.
I was taught that the hand's the remote.
Yes.
The hand is the remote. If you wave your hand across it, and possibly like say if you, us Romanians, we are taught you make the sign of the cross and over the crystal ball to bring images to the surface, okay. And then you wave your hand to make them change.
Yeah. It's very interesting because I know that with my grandmother, it was always about, you know, I always like, and I teach this way too, you don't look at it with your eyes, you look at it with your third eye. Look at it up here, not down there. And people, you can almost see it click on. And it doesn't matter if it's a crystal ball, a tarot card, or just spirit itself. I find it so much easier when I'm sitting, it's funny, I just came back from the UK. And they asked me to get up on the platform, and I said no. And afterwards, my instructor Gordon Smith said to me, why wouldn't you get up on the platform? I said, I need to be in with the people. I need to be able to walk and close my eyes to connect. And he said, why? I said, because that's how you see with your third eye. And he sort of looked at me and he went, okay, I guess if that's what works for you. I said, and if I'm in the middle on the floor, I said, I won't fall off, and I'm the center of attention. So that works for me. But it's one of those things, learning to use that, and however way you connect doing that is quite, I don't even know what the word is. Once you realize the messages, however you're getting them, they're messages, and you can trust them, your whole world opens up. And I think that, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like we're all born this way. It's whether or not you're encouraged to it, whether or not you learn to enhance it. Let's face it, we can all draw a figure. It's how much we practice it depends on how much better we are at it.
Exactly. We all play our role in society. A witch is a witch, yeah. And a psychic is a psychic. Mm-hmm. A medium's a medium. Mm-hmm. A healer's a healer. A light worker's a light worker. Mm-hmm. So we all have a role of how spirituality plays out in our life.
Absolutely.
And then just in some cases, it's we blend our expertise and we do it all.
Absolutely. So what's a light worker?
Well, a light worker is basically holding space, is holding energy here in the physical reality of what some people call the 3D reality, and some people think that we have already transitioned over to a 5D platform.
Okay, 5D. I've got to ask that. Sorry. Fifth dimensional. Okay, I'm just thinking it through. Yeah, okay, got it. I had to think about that 5D for a second. Okay, sorry.
Fifth dimensional grid system, or a grid system that is higher than what is physically here in the linear timeline.
Okay. So this is a like me, this is something that's been encouraged in the family. Are there other members in your family with the same gifts as you?
I am actually the first male in the family to actually have the gift, but it has rolled from my mom to my mom's mom. Well, yeah. bingo hall, and she used to use her gift as with the whole gambling and the whole tricks of the trade, that type energy, and actually she never was actually she never did readings except when she was younger, and growing up into I believe she stopped when she was like 20 and 21 because her readings were too accurate.
Yeah.
She quit, and a lot of folks, when accuracy gets as accurate as my family has been known for, they kind of get a little bit on the scared side, and they shut down themselves.
Absolutely. It's funny because I'm looking at the people who are watching me on Facebook Live, and my friend Pip is there from Kingston, and he can tell you a number of nights that we drank for free in the local pub as we were doing readings, intentional or not, which is one of the reasons why I no longer drink a lot. Having that filter is always a good thing, but it's what I do is serious, and it's not a bar trick, and if I don't respect myself that way, I can't expect others to. And it's one of those things that we learn.
But do know, when we get a few drinks in us, we do read pretty dang on good, though.
Absolutely. There is a girl that once was on my back about something, and I had a few. It was New Year's Eve. Let's just say it was New Year's Eve, and she wanted to know about her love life, and it came out more about, oh, honey, you're the type of girl that boys bounce on a few times and move on, which probably wouldn't have been a really great thing to say in front of her mother and grandmother, but there was alcohol involved, so that's all I can say. That's all I can say. Like I said, when you've got some sort of semblance of a brain cell left, you kind of have a better filter. Not that I have a great one at the best of times. I can be a little blunt sometimes.
Yes, which a lot of spirits and a lot of spirit messages do come in when the spirit is offered like liquor or a spirit of some sort. I know my spirits that walk with me, they love a good old shot of whiskey or a good old shot of rum or even a shot of whiskey and a glass of water. I mean, that they are some funny spirits that walk with me. They love a good cigarette or a good cigar, and I mean, you'd be surprised what some of my spirits ask me to offer them. And once I give them that offer and make my request with that offering, you'd be surprised what they do for me.
Oh, yep, absolutely. And it's. I go back to when my kids were in school and things like that, and having to be very careful because being a little different from the rest of the neighborhood was always a bit of a scare tactic. And now they're older, and my kids are like, "Yeah, that's my mom. She's weird," and they don't they're both gifted in their own ways. And it's funny because I have two boys, and they're both gifted. One embraces it when he wants to, and the other one just kind of shakes his head and wants to have nothing to do with it, which is fine. They have their own path. And
does one of them be auras?
Yeah. Pardon?
Does one of them see auras?
I would imagine that would be my oldest one. He's a chef.
Okay, yeah, because I saw one of your kids seeing like bright colors. I was like, okay, so one of her kids has to see auras.
Yeah, that would be my oldest son. He's a chef. He works at a casino, and my youngest son is an electrician. So, and it's funny because Dennis, who was watching on Facebook Live, is also an electrician too. I seem to gravitate towards these electrifying personalities because my husband is one as well. So we all have our.
But all gifted in the healing abilities. Very gifted in the healing abilities, as you have to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bright blue energy coming out of the hands, and also they they are showing me sort of like a yellow energy coming out of the crown chakra. This yellow energy shows me that they're very creative. They all have a creative swing that they play to their life or their lifestyle.
Absolutely, both of them.
Yes.
Both of them.
Yeah. But just wanted to add that in for you.
Thanks. No, my oldest son actually started out going to school for graphic design and decided that the culinary was more his style, more his creativity. And my youngest is shall we call him a frustrated writer? He's very good, but he got to let, the thing is, if you're going to write, you got to let people read it. So it's kind of funny that way. So so tell me, what's new in the life of Bryan? What have you got coming up? Do you have events? What's going on?
Well, I actually have an event coming. What is this? July 16th in Franklin, North Carolina. I will be speaking at the Spiritual Light Center in Franklin, North Carolina. I will be speaking about connecting to your cosmic tribe or your cosmic family. And I also have a radio show every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is on I believe it's the second Goldylocks production channel. So find me there. And also, I do have a tune-in radio interview tomorrow or Thursday at like 10:04 a.m. What an odd time to give me, but 10:04 a.m.
Okay, so let's see. Numerologically, that's a 5. What does that mean? I'm not a great numerologist. Yeah, that is a weird time.
Well, a 5.
Yeah.
Well, a 5 is basically they met me in the middle because I didn't have to ask for them to give me this interview. They contacted me. I don't have to pay them anything. They actually pay me and all that good stuff. So it's basically like I'm meeting them in the middle.
Oh, well, congratulations and best of luck with all of these things. And just so people know, this weekend coming, I'm in Niagara Falls, or St. Catharines actually, all weekend, and I'm with Goldylocks' own Dennis Anderson, and we are doing the St. Catharines Psychic Fair at the Holiday Inn in St. Catharines on Ontario Street, and we're there on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and there is a discount coupon on my Facebook page. Also, next week, my special guest, and I'm really excited about this, is Eric C. Dunn. I'm always excited about my special guests, by the way. But Eric C. Dunn has done a tarot deck that I really like to use. I don't know if you're familiar with Tarot Illuminati and Tarot, I can't say Apocalypse. Yeah, he'll have to help me out with it next week. And so I'm quite excited about that. What tarot cards do you use, Bryan?
I actually used the Lenormand deck, and I also used the Orisha Tarot.
Oh, cool.
And then I'll use, obviously, my crystal ball, and then I also used crystals, and then I work with a witch's rune set as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, those are awesome. I had a girl that worked for me that used those, and they were pretty awesome to work with. My guest in
earlier... Yeah, every now and then I will read tea leaves, but that is only when I work to drink tea.
Yeah, well, I know. It's funny. It's funny when I'm reading for myself. I have the quick and easy tarot with the words that the meaning's actually on the card, so I have to be really honest. Otherwise, it's sort of Otherwise, I can tell myself that that the 5 of Pentacles really isn't all that bad. Or the 3 of Swords or whatever. It's not really all that bad. It just means, okay. And as you know, it doesn't always have to be. So as we wind towards a close in the last few minutes, if I could just get you to give your contribution
And my business hours is from 8 a.m. to midnight. And I also have a email address, and that is angelicguidance13@gmail.com. My website is www.amagicaljourney.com, AMAGICKALJOURNEY.com. And also my blog is www.bryanrawls.com. That is BRYANRAWLS, and that is .com. And thank you, Betty Jane, for having me on the Connecting With show. And it's whenever you need a special guest, let me know.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you very much for sharing your time with us. And I hope you have a very successful, I guess it's early this week or early next week coming up at your event. And please, if you have any questions for Bryan, please feel free to connect with him. And I know he will be awesome. And I know that when my client comes to see me in Niagara this weekend, I am going to be sending her his way. So thank you very much for joining us this week, Bryan. And
thank you so much, Betty Jane.
You're very welcome. And as I've said, I am in Niagara Falls this weekend, and then I will be seeing clients at home for the next few weeks, at home or by phone. And my information is bettyjaneware.com or 416-894-2602. And I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this evening, and everybody on Facebook Live who popped in and out. It was good to see you. And please stay tuned for next week when my special guest is Eric C. Dunn, the creator of Tarot Illuminati. And thank you very much, everyone. And goodbye. Thank you.